Does this actually have volume on? I'm going to probably turn that off. Yep.
Hey everybody, welcome back to round 2 of Modern. Sorry for the delay there, we're having a little bit of technical difficulties. The TV in the stream room decided to malfunction. So,
Like writing such beautiful words.
it is Matthew that is typing for you, and it is Justin and I that is commentating.
Starting intro? What is this? Ah, okay. Perfect. Yeah, we're in there. We're in there, Matthew.
Yeah, so hopefully our audio is working for you guys. We are watching it at a little bit of a delay because we're watching it from our cell phone now. So our commentary might be a little bit behind, but try to stay up to date for you.
The mere control build, for sure.
So what do you think of this matchup? Spirits versus Shadow.
Spirits v Shadow. I feel like Shadow is in a okay enough position versus the creature decks where it can just aggro them out. But I feel like it has a real hard time winning the late game.
Makes sense.
The longer the game goes, the worse it is for Shadow, even though it's kind of a control deck. It's more of like combo control in this matchup because I feel like it really has a hard time winning without Team or Battle Rage.
Yep, that's for sure. I have only ever lost to Shadow once playing humans. That's a pretty favorable matchup in my opinion. So I'd imagine that Spirits kind of is the same thing. They're not as quick with aggression, but they do have interaction with Reflector Mage and Spellcaller. Reflector Mage is the real
Crazy
reason why
Big
it's
B.
such a good matchup. Reflector Mage is just a really good card against him.
At Crazy Big B, we will definitely force Robert to do that. I doubt he actually will.
What are we forcing Robert to do?
To tweet his list to Crazy Big B.
Oh, I would imagine you could just go on Twitter and see what Brandon Dalloway is playing, and that is what Robert will be playing.
That does sound highly likely.
Yeah, he told me he was Dolan flopping.
Dolan flopping.
So I'd imagine that's just what he's doing.
Robert got a haircut a while ago. Teddy, you're behind the times. Ooh, aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's correct. Especially since, you know, he's screwed on mana a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. You did keep the land vial hand, the colorless land vial. He found green land, which is pretty weird. He's probably got another
He's got a couple Mausoleum Wanders in hand.
Okay.
From the look of it. I mean, unless he drew a noble. But when he thought seized him, I think he had a couple Wanderers.
It is indeed Brandon Dalloway's. So, Death Shadow, nice 2/2.
1 mana 2/2s. Those are pretty good.
Nice and fair.
That's a 1 mana 1/1.
It wasn't 1 mana. He didn't pay any mana for it.
That
now it's a 1 mana 2/2. Wisenberg's hand's not even that great here. BBL about to flavor text and patience with these kids.
I'm not sure what that means. I also can't see who's saying anything, so.
That was Lillian, and this is Eucalyptus here.
Okay.
The extra art on that shadow.
Oh, the signature? Yeah, the signature is really pretty.
Is that one of the ones where he had his friend sign it, or is that like an actual signature?
I can't tell from here. But I imagine it's the original. It kind of looks like it.
I mean, I know Alexander. I recognize Rob Alexander's. I don't think Dust Shadow could exist with Swords to Plowshare being the go-to removal spell.
Yeah, for sure.
Could you imagine control decks with 4 swords and 4 path?
I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
Please no.
Don't even need Lightning Bolt no more. Yeah, I couldn't find a realistic argument to play blue-red cards anymore. I actually like sacrificing a Mausoleum Wanderer here. It's obvious that Robert was pretty low on mana too, since he's only had 1 this entire game.
Yeah.
So you're trying to cut him off. The fact that he had a second land sucks, but at least it's not like a fetch into shock type land. David's hoping to draw a...
What did he Thoughtseize turn 1? He Thoughtseize the Reflector Mage?
Reflector Mage.
Okay, so he has a Spellcaller in hand.
So that's what's left.
So he cannot cast it, but if he puts the vial up to 3, he would
That
be able to do
forest
that.
being awkward because you can't even activate Moorland Haunt.
Yeah.
If I were David, I would go ahead and sacrifice to counter this.
Yeah, you kind of need to. I don't really think there's any other play that's viable.
Yeah, that's pretty unrealistic to get more value out of it. So.
Yeah, Robert really likes the Arena 96 basics. Which I think that's what it is. Kind of hard for me to tell on a small screen.
It's probably one of his very many pretty arena cards, arena lands that slowly get more and more destroyed the more he plays them.
They get Robertified.
Inquisition, I will take that.
The good old, I'll take anything.
Can I take it? I will take it. Attack for 4.
No, that's not Arena 96, I don't think.
I couldn't tell you.
I'm not sure.
It's probably an
which one
APAC. Oh, that's a big old fish. Cannot
it
take
is
that
APAC? Okay. Yeah, we're watching it on a cell phone right now, so it's hard for me to tell.
I can't figure out who put that down. Oh, it's top deck. Okay, so that was Matthew. All right, so I actually don't like David's spot here. He cannot find a white or blue land. That forest is just really kicking him in the teeth.
Yeah, he's just falling up behind quite a bit here. If he had another source.
There's a Reflector Mage coming in right now. That'd be real good. No.
Just a chump spell caller.
Yeah. I guess he can attempt to double block the Dust Shadow. I kind of like that plan. We're going to try and find a kill spell. How lucky are we? Not very lucky.
Or a Street Wraith to cycle.
Yeah, I mean, David needed a lot of things to go right here. And then he's going to get the Spell Queller. Ha, I got a Coco.
Can't take that one.
In your face.
So now I can just take the Vial up to 4 to cast that?
Yeah, that wouldn't be a game-breaking card.
Brain in the Jar. Too strong.
I mean, they did have to change some rules because of Brain in the Jar.
They did. All right, well, now he's going to 1 here.
Block.
Oh, I guess he's just going to chump.
Yeah, just block. No more of that.
Yeah, it's unfortunate this is the forest. Otherwise, you'd be able to activate this Moorland Haunt here.
Yep. Okay. Hopefully he didn't draw one of his many 2-drops, which I doubt he would have. Reflector Mage.
No, just Spell Queller.
Jumpers. We're going to 2. Like any white or blue land works. Any 3-drop, any 2-drop works. Coco's bad. Land's bad. We're going to shock for probably no reason. I don't know if he's got a brain spell in hand.
Teamer Battle Rage.
Okay.
So this has to
Reflector Mage. Drog Skull? Nope. Block.
Battle Rage.
We'll 8 you. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'm dead. Rough. So do you think you would have kept that hand from David?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he just has to have the disruption that he had. But, I mean, that's definitely a good hand against Shadow. Aether Vial is your best 1-drop. Reflector Mage is one of your best cards. I mean, it is definitely awkward that he didn't draw any more mana sources. But
Michael coming back to...
I'd imagine he got the
sit
buy.
behind the camera. Yeah. Probably, or he just won real quick.
I would definitely keep that hand out of humans. So that's one of the things where it's like, how
you
much
keep
does
colorless land? So that's the problem here. It's like, I don't know. If I were him, I'd be like... I definitely agree that hand's very good to keep, like 99% of the time. But like if it was just a land that had a single color to it, I think I would have like just snapped it off, not even thought about it. But since it was exactly colorless land,
right,
that's where I'm getting hung up on. It's like, because if something happens to the Vial,
no, I mean you're on the play, right? So it's not like you can take the Vial. It's not like anything can really happen to it. He knows the matchup. He knows he was playing against Shadow.
Sure, yeah. So, I mean, even then, so nothing's going to happen to the Vial, but if you know you're against Shadow, they do have plenty of interaction, like, for, creatures. So they could bolt, they could push, they can dismember to the Noble. You can't really rely on Noble being your mana.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's a great hand, but I would have kept it.
I mean, yeah, I can definitely see the argument for keeping it. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying I would have sat there and just stared at it forever, like, why does this hand have to be like this?
Right. So what do you think the sideboards are going to do for these players?
I think we got a black deck, so probably some Collective Brutalities. Yeah. Realistically, out of Shadow...
Well, they probably have some, like, Angers. Imagine.
I don't
Anger
think
the Gods
anger.
isn't
I think
great.
it's Radiant Flames is what he's been
Radiant
playing.
Flames, okay. And then maybe some engineered explosives.
Yeah, and probably some engineered, and then Bant Spirits turns more into like Bant Humans in the sideboard, right? I think Thali is fine enough versus them. Like most of their spells are 1, and they only have like a couple lands in play, so you're essentially making them spend their entire turn casting whatever spell.
Let me see if I can actually just pull up what List Robert's playing so that way we can see what he's going to be bringing in.
Yeah. I wonder what list David's playing. Say.
So it looks like the sideboard is very fuzzy. 2 Call Against Command, 2 Grim Lavamancer, a Lightning Bolt, and a Braid, and Anger of the Gods.
I like
a
all the
Fatal
red cards
Push,
so far.
3 Surgical, 2 Disdainful Stroke, a Snapcaster, and a Stubborn Now.
Okay, so it's a transformative. He just turns into Grixis control, essentially.
Yep. Yeah. Well, he actually has a Spirit sideboarding good. Against Bant, Unplayable Spirit Garbage. This is for you, Catlight. Exactly how he has it written. -1 Stubborn, -2 Street Wraith, -1 Faithless Looting, -2 Gurmag Angler, +1 Lightning Bolt, +1 a Braid, +2 Grim Lavamancer, +1 Fatal Push, +1 Snapcaster Mage. So
Interesting.
Yeah, pretty much just like you said, just kind of turning into Grixis control.
Where's Victor's shadow
sense.
deck? Are you talking about Victor Curse?
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't been here in a while.
No, I haven't seen him in a while. Last time I saw him was at Regionals.
Yep. And I don't think that one went too well for him.
It didn't go terrible. I think he top 16.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember. I don't pay that much attention to what other people do. Unless their name is like exactly Kyle.
Yeah, that's fair. Or like Paul or Luke.
That's really only when they're with us, though.
Yeah. That's fair.
I don't think they play Magic if we don't ask them to, though.
That's also fair. Wasn't there like a song that you liked to sing when people were shuffling or something?
I forget what it was. Can you remind me?
I actually don't remember either.
Guess it's gone. They're done shuffling too, so I couldn't sing it if I wanted to.
Wasn't there a song you had when they were playing?
I don't believe so.
It's my pleasure, Paul. I'm here for you. You can sing your song again.
Sing my song. Is it the shuffle song?
I think so.
Shuffle song, do 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 do. Shuffle song, do 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 do. We're done shuffling, now he's cutting. Look at me, draw my cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's all I got. Hopefully this is keepable. Opponent, please don't Thoughtseize me. No, keep that on top. Best card in my deck.
Kept that on top pretty quick.
That's what I said. It's best card in his deck.
I guess so.
Probably a land. Cycle Street Wraith. Fetch Shock, Thoughtseize.
Yeah.
No, we're just going to go with the Fetch Shock. There's no reason to cycle the Street Wraith immediately there.
I mean, what are you saving it for, though?
Get more information.
That's fair.
So you weren't digging for like land or something to do that, so.
I guess later in the game it can always be used as a combat trick.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think he's going to do it between this turn and the next. Inquisition. Are you targeting me? Yeah.
So do you pop off the Wanderer here?
Depends what's in his hand. Like, if he's just going to curve out, I think go for it. But, yeah, no, I let him just take this, I think. Mm-hmm. It's 2/3 drops, and Path, almost assuredly, he slammed a land on top.
Yep.
So, yeah, Robert here's just going to take the Path to exile. He has a Thoughtseize to take Geist, which is the only other relevant creature.
Yeah, so then you just take the Path here and then take the Geist after.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he can raise the 4 damage return 2 turns from now.
Or maybe he's just not even really worried about the path yet, and he just wants to get rid of all the creatures.
I mean, I guess David could theoretically sacrifice the Mausoleum Wanderer to counter the Thoughtseize. But I'd be more inclined to keep Path Exile than I would Geist of Saint Draft.
Yeah, makes sense.
Dave is on the play, so Geist is a little bit better. Oh, there's that basic forest coming back to haunt.
Here's Thoughtseize.
And now he can't counter Thoughtseize since Robert wisely played his land first.
Maybe he'll forget to fetch.
Maybe. Maybe he'll forget to find once he fetches.
Maybe. Most likely.
So scared of hearing the shuffle song, he just puts his deck back down and saying, we're done here. All right.
Phantasm image?
Is that what that is?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I'd almost wait to image a Gurmag Angler.
Yeah. Or if you can get this Drog Skull Cap in his stick, you can then Phantasm image that.
Yep.
But yeah, I agree. There's much better things to copy than the 1/1.
Shuffle song, do. You were on that. I think you just had that typed in, waiting for somebody to fetch.
Yeah, right.
It's like, you did it. Got him. Ready to go. All right, Bobble, look at your card. Is that a land? How do I play accordingly? Calling Paul out. Hopefully he doesn't forget. I've had opponents forget when they did that for like three of them at once.
Yeah.
That felt pretty good.
Probably just take the Drog Skull here.
I would take the only relevant creature, yes. Oh, he's going to take the image. I guess he's ready with an answer for the Drug Skull.
Yeah, I guess so. Or maybe he knows he's not drawing a land.
That is indeed an APAC island. That is a good card. 1/3 is notoriously hard for Snapcaster to beat, if you didn't know. Cycle Street Wraith down to 8. Dismember down to 4, or down to 10. Is Matthew just more on top of it than I am? Oh, he actually had a Dust Shadow. Boo. So there's no Stubborn, right? That's a Snapcaster Dismember in hand, so if David does manage to find a relevant like spell in the next couple of turns, he actually might pull ahead.
Definitely possible. Robert does have a pretty quick block, and with David Muller getting so low and getting his hand torn apart, kind of hard for him to catch back up, especially not having the mana to cast a Collected Company, which would be one of his best catch-up cards. A Reflector Mage Shroom would be pretty good, though.
Yeah, I can agree. But, I mean, land is, like, step 1, right? Get to 3 mana. Now you can cast 90% of your spells. Moorland Haunt gets turned on now, so that's not a dead draw. Matthew's talking to tech support, so maybe we'll get our TV back on one day. Oh, yeah, sure.
Looks like it's fixed.
All right. I guess we're back on there, and I'll put my phone away, and we'll actually get to interact.
This is much better.
Interesting. Snapcaster. Target discard spell. No? Thoughtseize? I don't know what happened here, to be honest. Oh, he drew it.
What did he draw?
Drew Stubborn Denial. Dismember. Kill your thing I can target. Attack you for...
some amount that's lethal, probably.
I don't know. Oh, he goes to 1? Oh, jeez, that's so
So maybe that a 12/12. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a large number of lethal.
Yeah, that was a pretty quick match.
Shocking, as far as, you know, Magic goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely curious to see how that matchup goes typically. I'm not sure if that's how it typically goes. Like I said, from the human side, I really like that matchup, but...
I do think spirits are a little bit slower than humans, so...
You're going to complain about this on YouTube? Well, I'm going to go on there and
I'd
complain about your
recommend it.
complaint.
Yeah, can I complain about the people who complain about YouTube? on our YouTube and see if that gets us to change.
Yeah, Matthew's going to look for a backup for us. Well, that's a pretty good point to mention that we do have a giveaway. This one is next Friday. We're giving away a pack of Ultimate Masters.
Just one pack. Hopefully.
Same entry as the last one, 25 points. There's no cap, so enter as many times as you want. Handshakes are common in our LGS. I don't know. They probably shook hands, maybe off camera. They're pretty good friends, so.
Yeah, if I had to guess, they probably just sped through it, right? And just kind of Robert kind of plays quickly, so it's kind of like throw my cards back together.
Yeah, Robert's kind of a jerk anyway. So.
Yeah, well, we'll go remind them to be a little bit better sports.
Right.
Say it's pretty rude to
we'll just go out there and shake Robert's
not
hand.
say it was nice talking to you or something like that.
Mm.
It's a decent matchup for Luke.
But Teddy
Shadow beats Spirits every time, and then Luke says Spirits beats Shadow every time. I don't know what to do. That is
no match.
We can have barroom talk. Or are we not allowed to do that?
No,
Can we get back on topic?
Tell us a story.
Robert is scum. JK. Wow.
It's pretty rough.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a story. Story time.
Story time about what? What kind of story do you want to hear?
You can tell more about this giveaway. Apparently that's what Matthew wants to hear.
More about the giveaway? But we already told you that on Friday we're going to give away a pack of Ultimate Masters. You can enter just like always. Oh, okay. He's taking it back. Matthew doesn't really want to help us.
All right. We can ask some of the serious questions.
The serious questions?
Is rock, paper, scissors skill or luck?
Skill or luck? I think it depends who you're playing against, man. If you're playing against some rando, I think there is a number of skill compared to it. But if you're playing against somebody that knows you, I don't think there's much skill that you can really imply into it.
All right. Well, make sure the camera can see it.
On shoot, correct?
All right. On shoot.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Right.
Yep.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rough.
All right, I won. Definitely skill.
Not skill.
Not at all luck.
He knows that I choose rock like 99% of the time.
Yeah. And if you ever think he's not going to choose rock, he's going to choose rock.
Yeah. Death Shadow maybe twice in all your experience. It says the Elves player. If you're typing what you pick, always do paper since people can't spell scissors. That's a good point, Matthew.
I like Luke's comment.
10%, 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% conscience. Okay.
You got where that was going.
Oh yeah, it's the song. I think I heard that song.
Can you sing it for us?
Mess with and anger your opponent before you shoot. They are more likely to throw rock. Interesting.
Makes sense.
How am I gonna mess with you?
I guess just go up and do a little bit of tickle.
Oh, I know. Can I? There's that rock.
Yep.
Perhaps you played against bad opponents. The only creature deck that is bad for Shadow's Affinity. Okay. So there is a fun thing about rock paper scissors. So during the top 8 or whatever it was against Austin Collins, they like deck checked us or told us to wait or something, and so we were just sitting there for like 5-10 minutes. We're like, well, you want to do something? It's like, want to play rock paper scissors? So we're just sitting there. We're like playing rock paper scissors. The head judge looks at us like, why are you guys playing rock paper scissors? We're bored. She's like, oh, okay. Don't do that when the camera comes on.
Yeah.
It's like, don't be playing that when the camera comes on. I was like, we just looked at each other. Like, all right, I guess we'll stop.
Yeah.
I was like, not really thinking about it. Yeah.
Everything's fishy's going on.
Yeah, not really thinking about it, but something to consider. Why you shouldn't play rock paper scissors while you're waiting for your deck to come back to you.
Right. Matthew, got any more matches we can get?
No, he couldn't. Siege to throw actual rock. Jeez, that's rough.
That'd be rough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So do you
I'm gonna get him. I'm ready.
So we know. Oh, please. Oh,
You got papered.
yeah. I can't beat that. There is no way for my rock to get rid of this piece of paper on top of me. I am just here, stuck forever under paper. Anyways, where was I? I am gone. The new mechanics for the set. They have told us nothing about Gruul, which I'm sure you're very upset about, other than Dami Raid is going to be the Planeswalker for the set.
They did make Dominated look pretty derpy. I'm not going to lie.
That was the Planeswalker deck one, so just like the Planeswalker deck box art thing.
Even the picture on the Wizards website, he just has a very much more rounded face.
Oh.
And he even looks younger than he did the first time.
Well, I mean,
I don't know, he just
the first time he didn't even really look that young to me.
I agree.
It was just kind of like, oh, he's supposed to be 14. I could never guess. I would have never guessed that.
Yeah.
Um,
I agree. I am definitely excited to see what this timer is. Ooh, we got a match.
got a match coming in. Jeez. I'd say Nucalyptus, you missed it. Lillian Bender was very adamant that we put 8-rack on, so I opted to play it through an entire day, which we put on camera. But that was a couple weeks ago. You can find that on our YouTube. So
Yeah.
I think all those matches got inputted.
Looks like we got Tron versus Dredge for you guys, so that one will be
Tron
interesting.
v Dredge. Who do you like in this match?
I think the Dredge is favored.
I think the main deck relics are favored.
And Ugin?
And Ugin.
Yeah. No, I just think Dredge has enough reach to be able to get there once Tron has wiped their board. But it really just depends on how quickly Tron can assemble Tron and how quickly Dredge can do their thing.
Right. I'm guessing if Tron stumbles, Dredge is going to become like... We're going to move the advantage bar towards Dredge, you know? But if we just have like the turn 3 Tron, I think Tron's going to be far enough ahead. I don't think turn 3 Karn is going to be the answer. I think it's going to be like Worm Coil.
Yeah.
And then into Ugin. If it's, I think Karn should probably not be in. They're probably in game 2 or 3, if I had to guess. In game 3.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what we typically end up saying about Tron, right? Is that if it has Tron on 3, it'll probably win, but if it doesn't, it'll probably lose. I feel like I say that a lot.
Yeah, but if they have Tron on 3 and it's Karn, I think they still lose.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to get at. Whereas if they have Tron on 3 and it's Worm Coil into like Ugin possibly the next turn,
Yeah,
I think
for
we
sure.
win. But I think this if Tron ever plays an Ugin, the other deck loses.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
Nucalyptus, we're located in Mason, Ohio.
Mason, Ohio. That's right outside Cincinnati. So Cincinnati. Maybe you heard of that one.
Yeah, Terrell does always have it. Versus Jordan.
Jordan. Whatever. Sphere. 2 pieces of Tron. Ulamog. Ulamog's not very good. Thought-Knots. I don't know if I agree with Thought-Knot.
He's probably just trying to find something to bring in instead of the Karns.
Standard Dredge move. Mull to 6. Teddy and Paul Teddy's just gonna contradict Paul and Luke.
Yeah.
The whole night. I love it. Cincinnati, you know. Okay, see? Cincinnati's a little bit bigger of an area, or a little bit more
we're pretty
more
close
known.
to Cincy.
Yeah, it's about 20 minutes outside of Cincy, so
It's a lot of lands.
it's fine. I'd keep it. I don't think I'd actually. I don't
Yeah,
actually know what's in his hand. Is there Faith loading?
I think so.
Oh, then yeah, I'd keep it. Mine, Sphere. Okay, this
Started
Faithless looting.
It's pretty good. Put a couple Dredgers in
Draw.
the graveyard.
Draw, discard, Stinkweed, land. That's what I think he's gonna discard. Oh, he
Oh,
has 2
Stinkweed.
Stinkweeds. Never mind. That's much better.
It's pretty good.
That's much better. No, Teddy, I really, really like it. It's nice, fun interaction you guys are having. That dude has cast more turn 4 Ulamog than I've cast turn 1 Llanowar Elves. That's impossible. You have 9 turn 1 Llanowar Elves in your deck.
Hi, Darth Juggalo.
What's up? Tron piece number 2. And then Tron piece number 3. Or you don't get my SCG Columbus gift.
It's alright, Teddy. You can give it to me instead.
I won't talk the rest of the night.
I will.
This
I
is
will
the
talk
Kyle
for
show
him. You just talked.
from here on out.
Alright. After this next sentence, he won't say another one. But yeah, that's fine. Teddy, you can give me his gift. Justin's not saying that he doesn't agree with that, so I'm sure he's fine with it. Alright, well, the Dredge deck is putting some things in the graveyard, and the Tron deck is getting a lot of lands. Well, not a lot of lands, but it's kind of like one of those times where you go into the bar, and you want to buy a $6 drink, so you go up to the bartender and hand him 3 $1 bills and tell him to keep the change. Even though you can't talk, you're allowed to laugh. Alright, well, this is a little awkward now. I got a little chuckle out of him. Alright, so how many cards can he put into his graveyard on the second turn of the game? Pardon. Turtles are stupid. Yeah, that's pretty true. Best part is when Justin is like, "What gift?" and I'm gonna be like, "I don't remember that." I'm pretty sure that's gonna happen. I'm looking forward to it now. I'm gonna forget about the gift too, so you're gonna have to remind me to think it's funny. All right. Well, casual 7 power on turn 2. Paul, you don't have to defend him. He's not here anymore. This is the Kyle show. So he's just going to sit here and cycle a couple cantrips? Oh, no, he does have a Worm Coil. Ah, that's pretty good for him. Jordan does have the Nature's Claim and an Assassin's Trophy, but I'm not going to get rid of it for good. Still going to leave behind some worms.
Great. Oh, wait. Does that mean I don't get a gift? Well, now I'm just disappointed. And Luke can go get hit by a car again for all I care. Jesus. Ain't none of this. Turtles are stupid. No. Turtles are great, and I know you agreed with me. I like turtles. Still might have a gift? Okay. I don't actually need a gift. I was just going to prove the point. Well, he's had just about everything he's needed as far as Terrell, and Jordan's gone crazy here. He did whiff on a 3rd Dredger, though, so that's pretty interesting. I'm guessing... I'm hoping there's a Life from the Loam in his deck. Because I don't... Alright, so we're going to have to... I feel like a Karn here.
And Karn would do pretty good here.
Or another tower and Ulamog hit to...
Well, I mean, he does have another tower and an Ulamog in his hand, so... I would say he's going to do that.
Tower and Ulamog exile to both relevant lands.
Would you go after the lands, or did you
Not
go after
fetching? Mistrigger? Was there an Assassin's Trophy? Is that what it was? It is a May, so maybe he opted to not do it.
Yeah, I think I'd go after the lands here.
I don't know. Getting rid of prized amalgams are pretty good.
It's not like they're doing much anyway.
But I'm pretty after the lands right here. Die Hard, best Christmas movie ever. Probably.
That's a pretty good Christmas movie.
I like Gamera movies. He always has turn full for Ulamog.
What are you talking about, Paul? He never has it.
I don't think he's ever had it in his entire life.
Nah, he's taking the boring play.
I would say, yeah, trophy is a May, so you get rid of the amalgams. I mean, it's fine. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense why he would go after the amalgams, but I think it's better to go after the lands or the Bloodghast and the green land.
His only other relevant land is the Gemstone Cavern that only has the 1 counter left on it.
There's another 5 going in the graveyard. That's a bunch of irrelevant. There's a Life from the Loam. And this is why you go after the lands. He may be able to deck Jordan with one attack trigger. I mean, that is true.
It is very possible.
Sweet. That is very kind of you, Teddy, but very much not necessary. Narcomoeba, so good.
See, I am interested how many cards he has left in his library.
So I mean, he's
little one attack.
So he's dredged 4. He mulled to 6, so that was 6 cards. So that was 54, and he's dredged 4 stinkweed imps at least, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's another 20 cards. So he should. If I was doing,
we need to make sure that that gemstone goes away. He tapped it without removing a counter from it.
Yeah, I'll say
That
that is something I would like to make sure happens. Yeah,
yep.
Because that is pretty relevant. So I think if the Ulamog does attack, it's probably going to exile all the way down to 1 card, 1 or 2 cards. Math would check out to be like 3 cards.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, he's not going to be able to dredge or actually play the game. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Expedition map. Yeah, that doesn't really do anything. We're going to crack this. I think Terrell might play a little scared, though. I hope he doesn't. Is that a Nature's Claim?
No, it's a Stirrings.
Stirrings. He hasn't asked for the mill plan for the deck cards in deck yet.
Have I told you about the time where I got the Miltron?
You've told me, but I don't know if you've told everyone else.
Well, I'm playing humans, naturally, and I got the Phantasmal Image and Ulamog. And it came down to where we were milling each other, and I had 1 card left in my library, but he had 0.
Another Ulamog.
Ernby, thank you for the follow.
Thanks you
Welcome.
earn yarn by. That's his
by.
name. Yarn by. Yarn by.
Well, however you pronounce your name, welcome.
No, you're probably correct. I was saying it very improperly, just to tilt people. So another Ulamog,
yeah,
but it's not
on
casting
turn
this
4.
turn. Yeah, it's like a turn
not even
6 Ulamog.
Paul, whenever you play elves, I'm just gonna sit behind you and go like, "Oh, look, another elf."
Oh look, turn 1 Llanowar elves.
Oh, he's so lucky. Oh look, he cast another elf. So lucky.
Get him. All right, Terrell, don't miss the line. Your opponent probably has approximately 25 cards left in their deck. If he doesn't attack, I think he ends up losing, to be honest.
Yeah, I still think it's hard for him to lose, but I could definitely see the realm. What do you exile here?
Life from the Loam.
I agree.
None of the yellow dredgers matter at this point. Can Jordan even win?
I doubt it.
I don't think Jordan can win, but it'd be some large number of
Here we go.
misses from Terrell. 2, 3, 4. Most notably, they did not forget the trigger.
So the last time I was playing in an open, and my opponent attacked me with an Ulamog. Oh, it's the entire library.
Huh, got him.
We milled 20. And then
Exactly 20.
Passed the turn. And we forgot to do the whole damage part. Hey, we're back.
We're back. Teddy, I would love to commentate your games of Magic. Just saying.
Yeah.
I've seen some pretty interesting plays, and, probably from players that are much smarter than me. So I would imagine that Teddy is also one of those players that would just go ahead and get there.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta love the mono green mill strat.
It's better than mono green aggro most of the time. So
Most times, yeah. But yeah, the last time I played against Ulamog, he attacked. We milled 20, and then we just went to my turn. We felt like that was damage enough.
Schluber Schlobber. The Dredge guy didn't actually have any life and limbs in his graveyard at that point, So he really needs to get the Life and Limbs in the graveyard to start the Conflagration train, which is honestly the way Dredge wins 90% of the time.
I believe he also just picked up the deck, so he's probably like, well, I can dredge. Let's just put these things in the graveyard and do the thing.
Also, not unreasonable to assume that. But
I don't really think there's much you can do when they go turn 4 with Lamog.
Yeah, I think honestly, like even as a Dredge player there, I think he was looking for Life and Limbs, because that's the way they're going to end up winning the game, is conflaggering people out.
Yeah.
They chip damage in with the 3/3s, the 2/1s, the 1/1s, whatever, and then they're going to deal the last big chunk of damage to conflagrate.
Makes sense.
So far, we've seen Jund, Blue-Black Control, Tron, Dredge, Spirits, and Shadow.
For the most part, Nucleolyptus will be showing the Exos. Last round when we showed Robert, we did show some people that had lost, just because we thought it was an interesting match and we wanted to show it. But for the most part, yeah, we will show the Exos.
So I'd like to try and show off the players who I know they'll give us a good show, or at least try and give us a good show.
Right.
So that's typically what we do, yeah.
Yeah. If we've already shown the Exos, we're not going to show the same person more than once for the most part, unless we want to, just show that person. But we like to just try to get a good mix of matchups and good people.
Funny enough, Dark Juggaloism, Juggalo Sam, sorry. The only ad nauseum player in the room would be David Wisenberg, and he's not playing that right now. I think he's practicing for Columbus, which I think he's opting for Spirits.
Yep.
I think he hasn't decided between Spirits or Humans, which I think those are the decks where you kind of want to know those.
And I was like, well, what should I play? I was like, probably Spirits. I feel like Spirits just the blanket better deck, but
I think overall it's better in the format, or it has more game against more decks. Teddy wants more Shadow. It's like, going back a little bit, Schluber Schlauber, I agree he should have counted his deck first. Or maybe not dredged, was it the last 10 cards there, whatever it was.
So everybody's wanting to see Eddie get on camera? Well, I mean, I guess.
I'm still with Paul wanting to see Eddie get wrecked.
Sounds like fun to me.
Eddie has been turning down most feature matches, so if he opts to actually get on, I'm fine with putting him on there.
What's Eddie on tonight?
Chess guy, if I had to guess.
Yeah, well, let's see about that, so we can ridicule him. And
what do you think about adding Risk Factor and Burn main or side? If you were to play it, it'd definitely be in the side, and you'd want it against the grindy matchups, but you're actually already pretty good versus the grindy deck, so I don't think the 3-mana 4 damage spell is really going to get you there. It does have the the highest potential of being a 3-mana 12 damage spell, but most opponents are just going to look at it and go, I'll just take 4.
Yeah, it's kind of just like an exquisite Firecraft that can get countered but has flashback.
Yeah, so I think Firecraft is just better in that situation. What about Storm?
Yeah,
I'm actually not sure.
I don't think we have anybody on Storm, but we can look.
So yeah, we'll definitely look. Matthew, can you go see if we got what else we got out there? See if we got anything interesting that people might want to see, or is most people done right now? There's only like 2 minutes left.
Yeah, I imagine pretty much everybody's done.
All done.
Everybody's done. Well, that means that it's time for us to go get some pairings.
Connor Doherty is on Blue-Black Fairies, so we can bring some fairies back if you want to see that.
Well, it really just depends on what Eddie's playing against, right?
Oh, right, yeah. Eddie was the request here. I like Shadow, too. Okay.
Okay, cool. Well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to go get the pairings for next round, and we'll be right back.